British conquest. This aspect is very interesting. This debate is all about the conquest and annexation by a trading company. English East India Company was a trading company. So how did a trading company embarked upon the policy of annexation, conquest, and creation of political control? So this is a subject of debate. And in this debate, I have presented here two views, view 1 and view 2. View 1 is the view presented by British historians. These are all names of British historians: John Robert Seeley, Ramsay Muir, H.S. Dodwell, P.J. Marshall, C.A. Bailey. So they were the first to present the view. And John Robert Seeley was the first. He was a 19th century British historian, and he wrote a very famous book, The Expansion of England. And in this, he presented his views about the British conquest of India. The core of this view is that the British came to trade. They didn't have any political ambition or ambition to create political control, but they were driven into the political troubles of 18th century India. 18th century India was an anarchic state, you can say. It represented a scenario of anarchy. And this scenario of anarchy presented challenges to the trade interest of the company. So the company didn't have any choice other than to create some political control and safeguard its trade interest. And a very famous statement which occurs here, and that is important for you, I'm writing here, that the British conquest of India was an accident. See, this is interesting. Seeley says that British conquest of India was an accident. This means it was not planned. It just happened. The East India Company, the English East India Company didn't have any plan to conquer India. It just happened, an accident, because of the political situation of 18th century India. And a very famous statement of his is, I'm writing here, British conquered India in a fit of absent-mindedness. So British conquered India in a fit of absent-mindedness. The essence is the British were absent-minded. They didn't have any plan. It just happened. So the essence of this statement is said that the British conquest of India was an accident. It was not planned. So through this view, Seeley wanted to exhibit the value of peace and political neutrality, what the English followed. And by exhibiting this, he in fact tried to justify the British conquest in India. And the subsequent 225, Ramsay Muir, H.S. Dodwell, P.J. Marshall, and C.A. Bailey, all belonging to 20th and last one 21st century, they followed the same. So essence of the views of all these is that the British conquest of India was an accident. It was not planned and it was not directed by England or the British authorities in England. It was the work of the company's officials in India. And British conquered India in a fit of absent-mindedness. So such view became a subject of challenge. And this challenge got manifested in view 2. And here I have written the name of one Indian historian, Balakrishna, who in 1967 presented a comprehensive study of the British conquest of India. And he refuted these views. He presented the view that the British had imperial and colonial ambition from the very beginning, and they kept on working for it. 18th century India provided favorable condition because of certain Indian weaknesses, what I have discussed. And step by step, they conquered India. So this is view 2. And the judgment here is, in the light of so many other Indian historians, that maybe in the very beginning, when East India Company entered India, that is early 17th century, there was no plan of political control. But gradually, they developed this ambition. And 18th century India provided favorable conditions. And step by step, they conquered. And in the process of conquest, the company's officials were of course involved, like Clive and so on. But there was a support from Britain also. The home government supported the moves of the company because the Britain had a massive and quite ambitious plan of colonization all over the world. And these kind of companies like English East India companies acted as agents of the British government. So the connection between the British government, sometimes known as Metropole, and the East India Company was direct and mutually beneficial. So the final judgment under this debate is that in the very beginning, maybe the English had no such plan or ambition. But gradually, they harbored this. And 18th century India's political situation provided opportunities. And they gradually exploited this. Company's officials played role, and the company was supported by the British government financially and militarily. And they gradually planned and used their strength and exploited the Indian weaknesses, and step by step they conquered. So many events like Carnatic Wars, Battle of Plassey, Battle of Buxar, Subsidiary Alliance, the list goes on and on, cannot be considered as event or the policy initiative in a fit of absent-mindedness. Rather, they were planned and they were deliberate. So if you have any question on this, you will have to write all. Means you will have to write view 1, then view 2, and finally this judgment what I have said. And this statement that British conquest was an accident can be a question, and this one also, British conquered India in a fit of absent-mindedness, could be a question.